Now, I know, like me, you've probably got that back to school dread going on this Sunday, but I thought I'd share 5 reasons why school staff should be cheerful about going back to school after Christmas. At 5, we've got the fact that this first half term, spring 1, which shouldn't really be called spring 1, should it? Because we're in the midst of winter, but it's only 6 weeks. That's all we've got to get through to get to the next half term break. Autumn, that term was about 95 weeks, I think. No, it was 15. So if we've got through that, we can get through the next 6 weeks. I know it's really cliched when you hear people say things like, oh, new year, new me, right? And you might be someone who doesn't want to make any sort of change, but if you are someone who does want to change something for the better, whether it's doing dry January, whether it's trying to eat a little bit better, try and find time to exercise, to get fitter, whatever goal you set yourself, now's probably the best time ever to do it because everyone's sort of in the same boat. And so you can create those better habits that will hopefully stick with you throughout the rest of the year. Don't get me wrong, when I do get to a break, I love nothing more than just switching off, just not having to do anything. Don't set an alarm, get out of bed whenever I want, lie-ins, having days where you're just in your pajamas, just watching episode after episode of your favourite TV show, Gavin and Stacey. For us this Christmas, at Christmas, we do indulge, we eat as much as we can do, but then it does get to a point where you're like, there's only so much of this I can take. So one thing I think we can, well, most of us really benefit from, I know I certainly benefit from it and my own children do, is after Christmas getting back into a bit of a routine, you know, being able to then make better choices with things like food. And yeah, I think it's something we do benefit from. And don't get me wrong, those breaks are welcome and needed, but then actually getting, and it's hard initially, but eventually when you do get back into a routine, it's something positive, something good to do. 2, another reason to be cheerful is catching up with all your colleagues. Yeah, you're not going to see eye to eye with everyone you work with. And unfortunately, some of us do end up working in toxic schools where maybe you don't have those people you feel close to. But I think what makes our job as teachers incredible is that most of us hopefully will have at least one person that we just love spending time with, we love catching up with, we know they've got our back, we've got theirs. And so when you reunite with your teacher bestie or your group of teacher mates, and it does make that job so much easier. And having a good catch up after Christmas, let's be fair though, most of us have probably seen our teacher bestie during the break, but doing it together does make that job that little bit easier. But the number one reason why we should be cheerful about going back after Christmas is our students, and how much we love working with the most hilarious or unintentional hilarious comedians on the planet that make no day the same. And yeah, they will have missed you dreadfully. I know we might be feeling bad about getting back to school, but there will be some of your students who have been counting down the days. And this is where you've got to be very careful after Christmas to not necessarily do activities about, oh, what did you get up to over Christmas? So, because for some students, it's not been enjoyable. It's not been a positive experience. And actually, the fact that they're back in your presence, you are their safe space. And that is a real privilege, knowing that you are able to help and support and educate these students so they can reach their potential and become the best versions of themselves. And that is something special, so special about teaching, that despite all the other crap we have to put up with, still brings us back and puts a smile on our face. And even though it is challenging at times, we know we do a job that really makes a difference.